Welcome in to your country home. So we made it to the end of November. So it's been another week. Thought we'd bring you back around. So as you can see here, the Napa Cabbage is starting to, it's definitely filling out. And as you can see, these lower leaves here are starting to fold open. And that's usually an indication they're getting about ready to harvest. So I would say within another week, we'll go ahead and be cutting these out. Like I say, these outside leaves will fold down, and that's a direct indication they're about ready. The kale is more than ready to start harvesting and using. Garlic here is sneaking up here in different areas, so it'll be fine once we get some of this out. Start using some of this kale. This will have some room. And the carrots are doing all right in the middle here as well. These are a little further behind, but that's fine. We'll harvest some, and then we'll have the other coming on. Red Russian kale is doing real well. Our parsnips they put on a lot of growth since just in the past week. So they're up about 6 inches now. Some of them a little less, but yeah, they're really looking good. So not much to do other than just keep them watered. A little bit of fish emulsion fertilizer now and then, and just keep the weeds out. They'll be fine. Potatoes are still hanging in there. It'll be a while before they're ready to come out. Our beans, we just picked some beans yesterday, so they're putting on new flowers, and as long as the weather holds up, they'll keep producing for us. Potatoes are starting to look a little rough. So I would say they're on their end of their life cycle. In another week, we'll go ahead and get those pulled out. Our red romaine lettuce now has started to come back after the transplant had a little bit of transplant shock. First week, but it's doing well now. Some of our radishes are starting to put on some size. Our carrots over here are still coming up and performing fairly well. Got a long ways to go with the carrots. Climbing beans again. They're still loaded with. Climbing beans are still loaded with a lot of beans, a lot of flowers. So there again, as long as the weather holds, these are going to be just fine to keep producing. We're usually getting right now about six quarts a week off them. So we'll keep on going with those. Potatoes here, same way. They're just doing their thing in the pots. Here our papayas definitely putting on size. We have 4 on here now, and this one being the biggest. So yeah, they got a ways to go, but doing pretty well. Our carrot bed here, much like the parsnips, these are about 4 to 6 inches, really looking good. So very happy with this. They're head and shoulders higher, further along than our other carrot. And there's not much here to do either. Just keep them watered, keep the weed competition out, and let them do their thing. They're going to take a while. Need some more time yet on them, but they're doing well. Our
little bit here. They're starting to catch up now. They've been a little slow, but they're starting to come on the growth. And it wouldn't be a garden bed here at Two Country Home if we didn't have a random potato growing, because every bed we have, we have a potato growing. It's just kind of the way it works, I guess. Our collard greens survived their transplant, so they're looking well. They'll continue to do their thing. We don't have any problems here with growing those. Parsnips here, same thing. They've grown up a lot, and similar theme. We seem to have a potato that, just snuck into the bed. Our celery is doing really well. It's growing real nice. Our radishes are starting to encroach on them a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of those. We just kind of come out here and harvest them whenever they get ready, you know. They're growing a little slow, but we just thin them as we need to, and usually works out pretty well for us. It's been kind of warm, so I'm hoping they don't bolt, but like I say, these will be coming out shortly, all of them, and celery will be alone in the bed to have its way. Beets here are putting on some size since last week, so happy with that. The radish over here doing well, and something I'm not sure how, but seems to be over there and here seem to have a random tomato. So apparently, just haven't really planted tomatoes here. I don't know where that came from, but it's there. Definitely a tomato. And we're got a few weeds in here. Our carrots here, a small bit of carrots are doing well. These radishes are putting on some size. Sage is still doing well. All the onions here, they're all up. Our kale over here and cabbage here is all not much new there. They're just slow to grow, but they're all doing well. No issues with disease or pests. So there again, it just takes time. Things grow slower in the cooler months. Here, our rutabagas are putting on a lot of size, and they're actually starting to form their root, which they should do. Our beets are here doing well, and our turnips are really looking nice. Some of these bulbs on the turnips are getting to be, they're doing pretty well. They're getting to be about baseball size currently, so it won't be long on them. But this bed's doing pretty well. Like I say, you can see here the rutabaga. They're starting to form their bulbs there, so won't take a while, but they're doing what they're supposed to as well. I say it every week, but the lemons are still ripening, so probably be another week or so. Usually around this time they're ready, but there's a lot on there, so it's taking a minute to get them going. But the cabbage, they're looking nice, and the potato is still doing its thing. Not much to report there. just gonna take a little while with that. Our little bed here of carrots is doing fine. They're, you know, way behind the others, and that's fine because we don't need all those carrots at once. So and we got a few random sunflowers that are growing from plants from last year that dropped seed. And our little round bed here of carrots is doing real well. These are pretty tall too, and as always, we have a potato that got left in there. Just can't seem to every single bed, but that happens. And we've just been kept you know, putting out mulch, and things have now almost dropped all their leaves. All the fruit trees have dropped all their leaves, and we start to trim back the comfrey and use that in our compost this winter. Here I went ahead and planted out a mixture of radish and turnips here, just in this bed, more as a cover crop than anything else. We're still building soil here, but if we get some radishes, that'll be a bonus. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring you through real quick, walk through what it looks like the end of November. So most of the stuff got put in, I guess, you know, around 6 to 8 weeks ago. I think we're right about where we should be for this time of year. So just thought bring you a quick look the end of this week, and we'll see you back next week here at Two Country Home.